We are here at Atherstone Reserve and we are ready for our first press conference. My name is Johnny Coretti and I'm here with assistant coach Jim Karatzas. Welcome, Jim.
There you go. Thanks for having me.
No worries. So firstly, the game on Tuesday night was an entertaining game to watch. What were some main points that you took from the game against Playford?
Oh yeah, it was a very interesting game, especially for the spectators, especially the second half, which was very, very to and fro. But unfortunately, we conceded very early. I mean, 17, 18 seconds, I think the time was from the start of the match. And, we hadn't even sat down on the benches. And it was, it was quite a shock for us, and I think for the players as well. It took us, I think, a good 15 minutes or so to get over that. There was a few, scary moments. This allowed goal just a few minutes after that. And but we came through, and slowly we started to creep back into the game. We kept our shape really well. We started to get stronger and stronger and stronger, and we finished the last 15 minutes, I think, stronger than Playford did. And we went into the half-time break quite confident of a good showing in the second half.
So tomorrow you have a big game against Para Hills. Do you think that momentum from the game against Playford will be carried into the game?
Oh yeah. Because what we did is we just stuck to our guns and got better at our shape. And as we got better at our shape, it gave us more confidence for the game. And we showed that in the chances we had in the second half. And that is something that is sort of fully in the front of everyone's minds. So when we play tomorrow, it'll be fresh in everyone's minds, and from that confidence, we should be able to bounce back and have a really good performance against Para Hills.
Tomorrow will be your third game in 7 days, or in about a week. How's the team dealing with fatigue, especially the younger players?
Yes, we've had, most of the league is suffering from the same type of thing. We've probably, at this time of the season, we've probably got more matches, every 3 or 4 days. I'm looking at you, sorry. We've got three or four matches in 7 days or so, and what we did on the weekend is we went to the beach and did a bit of conditioning, a bit of recovery, and then we, from that we went back on the game on Tuesday. We did well. And this week, we haven't spoken about it yet, but we might do it again on Sunday and try to get through these games. We've got a game on Wednesday, we've got a game next Saturday, so we're really, we're really working on keeping the players as fresh as possible.
So obviously, I've mentioned that playing a big game against Para Hills tomorrow. Some would say it's a decider for, whether relegation might be a possibility or whether the team stays out of relegation. What are your thoughts on the opposition?
Look, we went with Gabby and our captain Diego Ramos on Wednesday night and had a look at the game. We've seen Para Hills before as well, but we saw some leaks in their shape. We saw some things that we think we can take advantage of, and during the training session tonight and during our team talk tomorrow, we'll talk more about it and get it more into the players' minds. And I think we can expose their weaknesses and at the same time play to our strengths.
At the club, very big on promoting players, bringing them up from the reserves, bringing in youngsters. Are there any new debutants tomorrow?
Not new debutants. Oh, yes, starting. Yeah. We've got Matusa, who's a boy that's been in the reserves a lot of this year, but he's making a debut, a full starting debut tomorrow. He's played with us on, as a sub before, but he hasn't actually started, and he's come along very well. And he's going to do very well, I think, and he's going to be, I think he's only 21, and I think he's going to be very good for the future of the club. And he's a nice boy, and it's nice to see the club actually as doing this. We had against White City, we had a 14-year-old, not White City, the game before, Western Strikes, we had a 14-year-old boy come on. We've had 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds. Our keepers, just turned 17. I mean, Eastern United is well known for its youth policy and promoting youth through the ranks, and to actually get results using the youth against the older players is very heartwarming for the club, I think.
And with the defence, you've taken a big step to make sure that the shape's always there. What confidence do you have to make sure that the defence is always keeping their shape tomorrow going into the game? And you know, just
I've got one big weapon. It's called my voice, and everybody hears it. No, just joking. But really, look, we've worked on our shape. We've worked on our shape for a long time now, and trying to get the players. Look, it's not something that happens overnight. It's a repetition where the players automatically know what distances they should be apart, who should be covering who should be going out, who should be staying, when to come out, when to drop off. All this type of thing is and we've got a couple of experienced players and a few young players, and they're all learning off each other. And I think we've come a long way from where we were at the start of the year to where we are now. We've come a really long way, and there's still a lot of work to do. Don't get me wrong, but it's on the improve.
You struggled with the pitch in the past few weeks. What are your thoughts on the conditions of it at the moment, and like whether it rains tomorrow, do you reckon it will hold up for the game?
Yes, yeah, I think the pitch, we trained on it tonight, there's hardly any water on it, it's pretty dry. I think even 5 mils will be fine, so I don't think there'll be a problem. We'll be playing tomorrow, we'll be looking forward to playing tomorrow, and this is a nice wide pitch, nice wide open spaces, nice long pitch, so we'll try to take advantage of all those spaces.
Central defender, 𝐿𝐿 Markaj, how are you going?
Good, mate. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you.
That's good.
Tuesday night, played a game against Playford, just talking to Jim about it. How do you think your performance was, and how do you think the team performance was as well?
Well, first of all, Tuesday night was a very tough and entertaining game. I think besides a few mistakes that we paid, we did quite well. We did probably... we had like one of the most intense and enjoyable game even to play. I think we were a bit unlucky at the end, not to bring anything home. So it's a bit disappointing because all the boys, played, and put a lot of heart, in the game. And yeah, so it's just a bit disappointing. Hopefully this week we can bounce back. Yeah.
So. Obviously, I was talking to Jim as well before. You've had a tough week. You've had a few games. So, how are you feeling physically? You feeling good, being one of the more experienced players in the team?
Well, I think it has two aspects. It's good, it's enjoyable to play many games in a row. I think for the oldest boy, older boys, me, Diego, Herman. It becomes a bit tough because there's a bit of soreness, but however, it's really enjoyable, to play, back to back. So we're looking forward to tomorrow,
And what are your thoughts on Para Hills as an opposition? Have you looked into them? Have you watched how they play?
I've seen a few games that they have played. I saw a little bit of their game on Wednesday night, I believe, yeah. They're a tough team. They're definitely a tough team. They defend very well, the goals how many goals they consider talks, on their side, for the job they've been doing at the back. I think it's gonna be an interesting game. We're confident, we definitely come out of Wednesday, I think, stronger, mentally, because we performed, and we probably deserved better, and hopefully tomorrow we can put in the pitch. And if I had to say, even the first leg we played against Para Hills, they obviously won, but even in that case, I think we should have gotten something out. So tomorrow is going to be very interesting, and we're looking to fight.
And so, with your you've copped a couple of yellow cards this season. Are you going in there trying to calm yourself down a little bit, or like what are you doing?
Well,
Not gonna change anything?
like it doesn't change anything really. Like obviously, like every situation is different, but I'm there like, all my opinion, to lead by example, like to lead in a way this team, of young boys, to put something on the pitch. And obviously there is moments where things don't go the way you expect. So now I think I'm still like on 7, so the next one probably could be out. However, like this doesn't change anything, like we're not here to do calculations. We're gonna play, we're gonna put everything game by game. This league showed this year how even the competition is. So there is no weaker or stronger teams really. There is 2 teams that come down the park on a Saturday, and I think who wants it the most is gonna win. So we have 4 games to go. We have 2 top 6 teams and 2, I think, let me call them bottom 6, if we can call it like that. And we can compete with everyone.
Yeah, so you mentioned that you've got a couple of top 6 teams coming up throughout the next 4 games. I know you're probably thinking about the game tomorrow, but is that something that you're nervous for, especially being in a relegation battle?
Well, if I have to be honest, I'm cool. Like I don't feel like pressure. As long as we fight and we give everything, the result really is like secondary. I think we do the right thing. We have good chances. To stay up. That's why I mentioned like now 4 games to go. It doesn't matter who you play. You need to give 100% every game. So it doesn't matter. We have Para Hills, Adelaide Hills, and then Birkala, I believe. And last game is against Cobras. So really, there is no time, to make any calculation. We need just to go from tomorrow, try and bring home the 3 points, and basically think of the Wednesday night game. So.
Talking to Jim before, we were talking about the pitch. Obviously, you're training on it, you're playing on it. What are your thoughts on? It's a bit bobbly. Is that something that kind of worries you on the pitch, especially in a centre back, where a little bobble can send to a striker, or even make
Yeah.
force an error where.
Well, we know the condition of the pitch, so obviously errors are part of the game. However, we're gonna try and limit our errors. Like the pitch, it shouldn't be an issue. There is 2 teams playing, same condition for both teams. I have to say, since like probably a month, 2 months ago, the pitch is much in better conditions, and I don't think the pitch will be the factor tomorrow. They have a similar size pitch and similar probably facility, so I don't think that's going to make a difference for any of the 2 teams tomorrow.
Thanks for your time, Ale. It's been good talking to you.
Thank you.